What if the most powerful objects on Earth weren't crafted by human hands, but by something older? Hidden in the cracks of history, scattered across forbidden texts, there are whispers of relics so potent, so dangerous, they were buried, locked away, or worse, lost to time. These are the cursed artifacts of the Nephilim, the half-human, half-angelic giants said to have once walked this world. But what if some of these objects still exist? Researchers studying the Dead Sea Scrolls and apocryphal texts like the Book of Enoch claim these relics weren't just tools. They were conduits of unfathomable power, power that corrupted, power that destroyed civilizations. Today, we unravel the chilling truth behind these artifacts, where they came from, why they were feared, and why some believe they're still out there, waiting. This isn't just a story about the past, it's a warning. To understand the relics of the Nephilim, we must first journey back, far back, to a time when the boundary between myth and history blurred into something unsettling. The Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text revered by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, but excluded from other biblical canons, speaks of the Watchers, angelic beings who descended to earth, took human wives, and fathered the Nephilim, a race of giants with unnatural strength and knowledge. But here's where history chills the spine. Similar stories echo across cultures. The Sumerians wrote of the Anunnaki, those who from heaven to earth came. The Greeks spoke of the Titans. Even the Bible hints at their existence in Genesis 6. There were giants in the earth in those days. And then there's the evidence. Mainstream archaeology dismisses these claims, but fringe researchers point to oddities, like the dozens of oversized skeletal remains reportedly found in the Americas and the Middle East, only to vanish from museum records. Coincidence or something more? What ties these threads together? Objects. The Watchers, according to Enoch, taught humanity forbidden arts, metalworking, weaponry, even astrology, but some believe they left behind physical tools, artifacts imbued with their otherworldly power. Take the Ark. Described as a weapon that could level armies, was it merely a golden box, or something far older, far stranger, repurposed by human hands? Across millennia, these objects surface in legends, often with three chilling commonalities. They defy the technology of their time. They demand a price from those who wield them, and they disappear. But not all of them. If the Nephilim truly walked the earth, what became of their creations? Let's examine three relics, each tied to forbidden knowledge, each with a trail of destruction in its wake. First, the shamir. Jewish mysticism describes it as a living stone-cutting tool used by King Solomon to build the first temple without iron tools. But the Zohar hints it was no ordinary creature. It ate rock like fire consumes wood, and could only be contained in a lead box filled with barley, as if restraining something radioactive. Some researchers suggest the shamir wasn't a worm at all, but a relic of the Nephilim, a fragment of their high science misunderstood as magic. Notably, after the temple's destruction, it vanishes from history. Did it disintegrate, or was it hidden? Then there's the Urim and Thummim. These divination stones were used by Israelite high priests to receive yes-no answers from God. But apocryphal texts claim they were given by the Watchers and only worked when the bearer's heart was pure. The Book of Jasher records a terrifying detail. When used for selfish gain, the stones burned the hands of the unworthy. Were they judging morality or detecting something else. Some physicists theorize they might have been entangled particles, ancient quantum tech responding to bioelectric fields. If true, who really crafted them? Finally, the most chilling, the Black Stone of the Kaaba. Islamic tradition holds it fell from heaven, but pre-Islamic poets called it the right hand of the giants. In 930 AD, the Carmatians stole it, claiming it spoke in tongues. When returned 23 years later, witnesses said it was broken, as if something inside had been removed. These objects share eerie parallels. They're linked to celestial origins. They choose their users, and they all, eventually, go silent. Some relics don't just whisper their power, they scream. And nothing embodies this more chillingly than the Ark of the Covenant. The Bible describes the Ark as lethal to the unworthy, but modern acoustics researchers propose an unnerving theory. The Ark's design matches a Helmholtz resonator, capable of producing infrasound at frequencies that induce paralysis or cardiac arrest. Was this divine wrath or forgotten Nephilim technology repurposed by Moses? The Book of Numbers even describes the Ark moving by itself during battle, a coincidence or something inside still functioning. But the most disturbing evidence emerged just 6 years ago. When archaeologists in Cappadocia uncovered this burial, they found objects that shouldn't exist. A perfect platinum sphere containing liquid mercury and tablets depicting instructions. Some governments seized these artifacts within hours. Why? Because according to senior researchers of those governments, the tablets warned, "The sleeper's tools must not wake." This isn't isolated. From Tibet's singing bowls to the Oracle of Delphi's ethylene-induced trances, we see the same pattern worldwide. Sacred objects producing measurable physical effects. Too widespread to be coincidence. Too precise to be primitive. Funny how the magic of the ancients keeps becoming our science. If these relics still exist, or worse, are being rediscovered, what does that mean for us today? The past may hold warnings we can't afford to ignore. Governments have long studied these objects. Declassified documents reveal Cold War experiments with psychotronic weapons, devices using resonance frequencies to alter consciousness. Sound familiar? Here's the unsettling truth. We're closer than ever to replicating miracles. But at what cost? The Nephilim relics all shared one trait. They demanded accountability, used them selfishly, and the consequences were catastrophic. Perhaps that's the real lesson. Not a warning about the objects themselves, but about us. Power reveals who we truly are. And as we stand on the brink of unlocking genetic engineering, AI, and quantum tech, how different are we from the Watchers? So what can we do? First, question the stories. When identical tech appears across disconnected cultures, it's either collective memory or collective amnesia. Second, respect the pattern. Every relic had safeguards. The Ark required Levitical purity. The Shamir needed lead insulation. Even the Urim and Thummim judged their users. Coincidence or design? Last, prepare. Not for some apocalyptic fantasy, but for the slow, hard work of wielding knowledge responsibly. Because history whispers a chilling reminder. The Nephilim weren't destroyed by their tools, but by their arrogance. The cursed relics of the Nephilim were never about objects. They were mirrors. And as we race toward transhumanism and godlike tech, the reflection staring back looks uncomfortably familiar. The choice is yours. What relic would you risk studying? Comment below, but choose wisely. Subscribe to uncover the next mystery, if you dare. Thank you for watching.